Coding students, we've made it to week 8. The journey has been long, but I hope it's been great. Hello. And some of you are probably wondering who is this fellow spectacled lad with me. His name is Simpsy. Say hi, Simpsy.
Hey everyone.
Look at that rich, warm voice. You hear that? So this is a friend I've met through coding class. And students, one thing you'll learn if you stay in this business is collaboration, coding in pairs. All of that is a big part of coding. You would think it's just you sitting by your computer, but it's actually great to have friends to code with and to chat with. Would you agree, Simpson?
Absolutely 100%.
So yes. So that's why I have him with me today. We're going to play with the site together, what I'm teaching you guys. Today we're going to do HTML lists. So basically, students, we're going to learn how to use lists to organize content in an HTML document. And as usual, here is your link that takes you to W3 Schools. And this is the stuff I'll be teaching you today. And this is the MDN Web Docs link if you want to go a little deeper, research a little more. And your assignment this week, what we're going to work on is we're going to create an HTML document that's, well, that's actually the wrong assignment. That's error. We're going to be creating an HTML document that has a list. That's a previous. See, guys, errors happen all the time in coding. Today, we're going to make a list. It's beautiful. Let's keep going. Do. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. All right. So, kids, as usual, we start in, yes, CodePen. CodePen is the online code editor. We put in our code and it shows us if it's going to work in the browser. Simpsy, have you ever worked with CodePen before?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
And I
And
love it.
one
Yeah.
one thing you guys will notice is sometimes coders have different journeys, but CodePen, you can see, is very popular in the industry. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make a template again, just in case you guys don't have a template. So I'm going to click on this. Let's just go through the template again. I'm going to minimize JavaScript, minimize CSS, because we're not going to work on that till next year. First, I make my HTML tags. This is actually, no, remember, we have the doc type, right? As my students can tell you, the purpose of the doc type, what's the purpose of the doc type line, Simpson? I'm testing you.
Well, it is just telling the browser that this is HTML5.
See, kids, that's exactly what I tell you guys. See, I'm teaching you guys relevant stuff, just so you know. Just so you know. And language, this tells us we're going to set our language
English.
English. Yeah, because we're in America. We're in.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. So now we're going to set up our head tags, which stores the metadata. All right, the stuff you're not going to see on the page. And then what do you think I'm going to do next, Simpsy? What do you think, just based on your knowledge?
Based on my knowledge.
What am I going to put next to the template? What am I going to put inside the head tags? What do you think?
Let's get some metadata in there. I'm just drawing a blank, man.
It's okay. We're not even going to do metadata. We're just going to do title. We're going to set up what's going to say
Okay.
on the tab, right? We're keeping it real simple. There's been 15 changes without a save. Remember to save your work. And probably I need to probably name this template too. Click on this pencil. Another template because I have templates. Now, so now I've got my head. I've got my metadata stored up. I'm going to do body. Body tags, of course, store the content. And let's see, what should I put in this template? Maybe a heading.
In H1, yeah.
Yeah, I like H1. Maybe a paragraph. Why not? Okay. So I don't want to have to scroll through my projects and look for this every time, this template. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on settings. And then I'm going to click to the side here on template. And it says make template. I'm going to click this switch. This is now a template. And I'm going to click on save and close. Simpsy, we now have a template. So to access this template, how many times can we say template? I'm going to click on this weird cube up here. Now that takes me back to my main page. Then I'm going to click on this arrow right here on pin. And notice, let's scroll down here. It says from template. I'm going to start a brand new pin using this template. I'm going to click on another template. And guess what? I've started a whole new project with this template. Okay. So Simpsy, we're going to do lists today. What kind of pin should we make?
Let's make a page where we list the top 6 cartoons in the US.
Man, that is what a great idea. What a great non-premeditated, unscripted idea. Let's call this cartoon list. All right. So let's make a list. Okay, we're going to call this, I like this. We're going to do top 6 cartoons in top 6 US cartoons. I want to make the tab a little smaller. All right. Now my headline, I don't need a paragraph in this one. You'll see why in a bit. I'm going to change my heading. So I like what Simpsy said, top 6 cartoons in the United States.
According to us.
I want to make another heading. Put that in parentheses. And you know what? Actually, I think I'll make it a little bigger. And I'm going to put it in italics. I'm going to put an emphasis.
Well, that's semantic HTML.
Semantic HTML, kids.
Yep.
So remember, we can either do EM or we can do I. So I'm going to do EM. So what's the what is semantic HTML, Simpsy? That's a curious sidebar.
Well, semantic HTML helps the screen readers read the page properly, and it's for accessibility purposes.
Yeah. Well, there we go. All right, so I'm going to make a list here. Now there's some basic kinds of lists here. There's unordered lists and ordered. So first I'm going to make this an unordered list and then we'll change it to ordered. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So to make a list, these are the opening tags we're going to have. UL. Anybody want to guess what UL stands for? They can't talk. They're not here. They're just watching this on YouTube. Sometimes I just talk like this to them on the video because I'm a teacher. It's a habit. But yeah, UL stands for unordered list. So every item we want in a list, we're going to surround in LI tags. All right, so your item's going to be here. And since we're doing 6, kids, I'm going to go ahead and shortcut Control or Command C, Control or Command V. All right, there we go. So, Simpsy, give us a cartoon you enjoy watching.
Okay. SpongeBob.
All right, there we go. All right. And let's see, what am I going to pick? What's one of my favorites? One of my favorites. Oh yeah, it's got to be X-Men. The first one from the 90s, so I'm going to put X-Men 92. Because that was one I watched as a kid a long time ago. We barely had electricity. All right. Simpsy. What's another cartoon you enjoy
Yeah.
watching?
Well, we cannot forget Looney Tunes.
Okay, Old Star. Okay, all right. All right, so what's another cartoon I've enjoyed watching? I think you mentioned it already. It's one of my favorites, Animaniacs. Oh, so good, so
Yep.
good, so good. Clever. 45 changes without a save. Kids, always save your work. Don't forget to save. Does everybody see how our list is looking so far with these bullets? Awesome. All right, give us another cartoon, Mr. Simpson.
Scooby-Doo.
Ooh, nice. Let's see here. All right, now this is a tricky one. Tricky one. All right, I've got the show Batman the Animated Series. Such a good one. Such a it was a dark series for a kid and very cerebral. Like the plots sometimes were very, I don't know. Are you a fan of the Batman animated series?
Um, Not really, but I did watch it.
Okay, okay. To me, it has still one of the best takes of Mr. Freeze. So, all right, kids, this is our unordered list. Now, let's say we wanted order to count, right? We want order to show. We would make this an ordered list. How do we change this to an ordered list? Simpsy, are you going to tell them or are you going to keep it a secret?
All right, let's change it to OL from UL.
Okay, okay. Now remember, we need to change, but it changed both the tags for us. We have a OL and a /OL. Now, let's pull this up. Does everybody see the difference? Now the bullets have been replaced by numbers. And it counts by notice it counts by itself. It's like even if we added another one, it would automatically become 7. Right? It just does the counting by itself. Awesome. Any questions so far? I'm sorry, Simpsy. I'm talking to students, not me. Any questions, Simpsy, on this that I'm teaching you?
So far, so good.
Oh man, this guy. Simpsy has done some boot camps like me, kids. This is a great guy. This is a guy you want to work with. Now, there's one more list I want to show you today. It's called description list. Have you ever worked with a description list, Simpsy?
Um, I didn't, but I work with people who did, and they are useful.
Okay. Because I've really never worked with it myself and it's been a minute. Like I've never. So we're going to change this OL to DL. All right. Now, everything changes here. The list items are not LI anymore. They are going to be DT. Super exciting, right?
It is.
Okay. All right. So this is our description list. Now, the point of the description list is we're going to describe everything on this list. So let's open up with some, it's going to be DD. These are our opening closing tags. And let's have a slash right here, or a hyphen. How would you describe SpongeBob, Simpsy?
SpongeBob. Um, it's funny and he feels like a friend.
All right. So notice now I'm describing, I have the description of my list. And I'm going to Control C, Control V, how I would describe X-Men, killer theme song, classic comic book plots. That's how I would describe X-Men. And how would you describe Looney Tunes, Mr. Sensei?
All crazy, insane.
I like it. Let's see, Animaniacs. Are you an Animaniacs fan, Simpson?
Not really, but I did watch it.
I would say ahead of its time. Even I would say it's ahead of its time. Funny for all ages. And tell me about Scooby Doo, Mr. Simpson.
Oh, it's mysterious.
Mysterious. Just mysterious? That's just mysterious? You're gonna keep it mysterious?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Like for me, Batman, I would say, what did I say again? Killer theme song. Um, well written. Well written. I promise you, if you go back and watch it now as an adult, you will appreciate it so much more. Just because,
Okay.
like, actually, there were some points as a kid I didn't like it as much. Like, I liked the theme song and the action, but I thought some of the dialogue was dull. But now I look back, I'm like, oh, it's actually just really well written plot, and the characters are well done. That's good. All right. So again, here is right here. We've got a list. So we've shown you three different things. We showed you ordered list, unordered list, and descriptive list. And yeah. Let's say I wanted to create I'm just going to make multiple points even, right? I can just so this is a good way to even like put an outline online, right?
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. All right, kids. I say any questions, but you know what? Let's throw an image in here. Let's just throw one image. Which cartoon's image should we put on top here? What do you think?
SpongeBob.
Well, of course, it's number one, right? So let's make it. Let's set up an image tag, kids. Remember, image tags are self-closing. And remember, we're going to set the. I'm going to set the width to maybe 300. What do you think?
200.
200? Okay, 200.
200, yeah.
And remember my source.
Get source.
And we're gonna let's set up an alt this time. Right? What's the purpose of a good alt? What does a good alt do?
So alt works when the link is broken or the picture doesn't show on the page.
Yeah. So if the image doesn't work, the alt still tells you it's a picture of SpongeBob. And it's good stuff. All right. So let's look up a picture of SpongeBob real quick. When I think SpongeBob, I always think about the Krusty Krab pizza episode where you just walk around singing about the Krusty Krab pizza. Let's look up that then. Yeah. There it is. Krusty Krab pizza. Let's look up the images. That's great. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. I'll click on that. I'm gonna copy the image address. All right, and I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but you might go back, and at first it wasn't showing the image, and you could see the alt text showing up that said picture of SpongeBob. So here we go. Picture SpongeBob, and then list of all these. Well, Simpsy, our process, it's not on the net yet. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go, guys, remember, let's go to GitHub. Let's show Simpsy how we do this. I'm gonna make a new repository. I'm gonna call it top 6 cartoons. I'm gonna make it public. I'm gonna create a new repository. It's gonna be sick. The best repository in your life. All right. And I'm gonna create a new file. And we always call, kids, remember, we always call this file
index.html.
Index.html. Isn't that right? Why do we always call it index.html?
Well, that's the standard. And also here, if you want to publish to Netlify, it has to have an index.html file.
You tell them, Simpsy. See, kids, I told you this is real stuff I'm telling you guys. I'm going back to this code. I'm going to click on the pin. I'm going to hit Control or Command A. It's going to select it all. Then Control or Command C. That copies it. Go back to GitHub. I'm going to paste inside here. Control or Command V. Wow, there's our stuff. And then I'm going to commit changes. Commit changes. And then we got to index HTML. And like Simpsy just mentioned, kiddos, we got to get this on the net, right? So far we've created CodePen and we've created a repository that's going to store our code. But now we got to get on Netlify so you and your friends can all look at your super cool site. Simpsy, are you a Netlify guy?
Yeah, this was my first option for free hosting. Yes.
Free is the key word, kids. Free is the key word. Let's log in. We log in, it's sending the request. Sending the request. Just waiting for Netlify to load. Waiting for Netlify to load. All right. We're going to add a new
usually
site.
It loads a little bit faster, Charles, doesn't it?
It does, but I'm sharing.
Computer is kind of slow.
My computer's from 2015, so be nice to it. Be nice to it. Now I'm going to add a new site. So, of course, we're going to add new site. And we're going to import an existing project. We're going to deploy with GitHub because that's how we roll. All right. I'm searching my repos. Where's the repo I want to use? Top 6 cartoons. It's going to deploy my top 6 cartoons. It's deploying. All right. Shimmering, of course, I like Shimmering Griffin, but I don't want to be Shimmering Griffin F59D41. So I'm going to click on site configuration. I'm going to change site name. I like Shimmering Griffin, though. I might keep it. What do you think? Should I keep Shimmering Griffin? Simpsy, what do you think?
I think you should, yeah.
Agreed. But I'm just going to get rid of this whole F59D41 nonsense. Let's save it. Oh, it's already taken. Shimmering Cartoon Griffin. Keeping with the cartoon theme. All right. Let's scroll back up. Here we go. As you can see in the window, it's already posted, but let's click on this link. All right. So I want to note here, kids. Notice the site looks great, right? This is going to change your life. This is the link I want you to turn in, kids. This netlify.app link. Not your code pin. This is the link I want to turn in, okay? So this is the one you're going to copy and post into Google Classroom, okay? And of course, I want to ask any questions, but they're not here. They're not here. Simpson, did we have fun today?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think we did too.
HTML is fun. Coding is fun.
Yeah, it is, kids. Get with it and code with friends. Me and Simpson have fun all the time just coding, or sometimes just it's whatever.